Alright, Moto.Maddox here. As you can see over my shoulder, we have the venerable, legendary Suzuki Hayabusa in the garage. This one has been kind of sitting outside for a while, so what I want to do is at least kind of get it running again, see if we can get it running again. There's a couple things that I know I want to do to it. Change the fluids, make sure the fluids are good, oil and coolant. The battery is going to need to be replaced. Also, since it's been sitting for a while, the top of the fuel tank is showing signs of rust, so the inside of the tank is probably rusted. Before we just write it off, we'll try to see if we can't drain the fuel, use some techniques to clean the inside of the fuel tank out, and then put some fuel in it. So that's the first kind of steps of seeing if we can't get this thing running. Fuel, fluids, batteries, and then we'll try to crank it up and get it going. Of course, there's some cosmetic damage to the bike, but that's kind of secondary. We want to make sure all the mechanical stuff is working, but other than that, looking forward to tearing into this machine. Hyabusa, very like sports bike. Suzuki actually just came out with a special edition. It's beautiful, like blue and white colorway, which is awesome. I think they just had a anniversary edition that was released not that long ago. So we're gonna try to see if we can't get this this bike back up and running. So let's take a look around. So it has a full Yoshimura system. Of course, seat's gonna need to be replaced. You know, both the regular seat and the passenger seat. Has a tank cover, so we'll try to pull that off, see what condition the tank is in. All right, so I have a light. Let's try to look down in the gas. Well, it's actually not too bad. It's mostly the top of the actual gas tank cover that's a little messed up, but looking down in the actual gas tank, it doesn't look too bad. So that's not as bad as I thought. That's going to be pretty big for us. All right, so let's finish taking a look around. We're going to pull all these fairings off and just try to make sure we can get a good look at the bike. Let's see. It's the other side. Yeah, so I was originally thinking that gas tank was in worse shape than I thought. So we'll start pulling some stuff off, pull the fairings off, just kind of get a better look and see what's going on. I'm gonna get that tank cover off so I can get a better look at the actual fuel tank. All right, so let's get started. Let's get some tools out and start pulling some of these trim pieces off. All right, so the back seat just comes off with the key. Front seat, you gotta remove these two bolts here. I'll start working my way from back to front. So a couple bolts here look like they need to be loosened up to remove this back trim piece. This passenger kind of grab handle. Double check, make sure those are all the same. All right, so these little nylon screws and lock washers, I'm having a bit of trouble pulling them out. This one I was able to unscrew. So what I'm gonna do is start trying to pop them out using my little pry bar kit. So you always run into like little annoying things working on stuff. So you can see like these little plastic little screws. I don't know if they've been in so long that they're just not you know, able to, the threads or something maybe stripped, but we'll try to use a combination of twist and force and kind of prying them up with this nylon pry bar kit. Yeah, my neighbor is cutting grass and making noise, so let's shut the garage doors. Alright, so we haven't removed much from the bike except for the seat, and we're trying to work on the trim piece. But the funny thing is, I'm already on my third hex socket. So this one is a different size from the other ones. I've been using a 6 and a 4. It's just like a little pet peeve of mine, why all the manufacturers can't just use the same size bolts. Make life a little easier. But that's why you have socket wrench sets with different size hex bolts. But it is a little annoying that, you know, everything is different. Like I mentioned, this is the third size I've had to use, and this is just on the rear fender. So make sure you have all your tools laid out. Making some progress, almost there. Alright, so just slide this lock. Locking mechanism. Alright, step one. So what this does is just give us nice access to under seat compartment. Remove this battery, then I'll work our way up to the tank. But in the meantime, let's take the battery off. It looks like there's some auxiliary lights or something hooked up to this. Oh yeah, see the button right here. Alright, so we have the back fairing off, the tank cover off. Let's pull these side fairings off. Then we'll really be able to see what's going on with the machine here. Alright, so I have one trim piece. You can see it's here. Could probably easily, you know, move the handlebars, but you can see it's on the front wheel chock, so it's always nice to have like little small tools that can get into space. And so this is like my little mini ratchet, and it got right in there and broke that loose. So now I can finish loosening it by hand. A lot of this stuff is just having the right tools to make your life easier. So I have this little mini set here. It's good for small spaces. I had to replace like a coolant pipe on one of my vehicles, and it was right by the as we call it, the firewall to the cabin compartment. There just wasn't a lot of space. You couldn't get a big ratchet set back there. So always nice to have little stuff like that. So I'm gonna show y'all what's making my life difficult. This little plastic screw trim piece right there. It's just kind of spinning, so I'm trying to add some upward force to it because it's not just backing out on its own. So every single one of these has been a problem. So these little screw trim pieces are not good. It's good to just have the ones that you push the inside in and pop it out versus having to screw it out. These aren't good. Alright. Alright, so we have successfully pulled off the fairings, so we can kind of see what's going on a lot better with the bike. Not bad at all, just needs to be cleaned. Some bolts dropped in there. So what we'll do is make sure that we drain all the fluids, put some fresh fluids in, put a new battery in, drain this gas tank. And the gas tank actually has a dent in it. It might be worth just getting a new gas tank for this, because then it'll have what I believe is the fuel pump kind of directly connected. So let's think about that. We'll still pull this off either way. Either way, this tank has to come off. So that'll be the next thing. Let's pull the tank off and see what kind of shape the inside of the tank is.